Emotional Intelligence, Part 1. Quote by Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology. Habits of thinking need not be forever. One of the most significant findings in psychology in the last 20 years is that individuals can choose the way they think. Much has been written about the importance of emotional intelligence, or EQ, over the past 15 years. So, exactly what is this incredibly important attribute? EQ involves the ability to monitor one's own feelings and effectively manage one's emotions while recognizing the emotions of others. It also gives us an ability to discriminate among our emotions and to use this information to guide our thinking and actions. The meditation tools directly relate to emotional intelligence and gives us skills in the same general areas. Mind-body integrations helped us to understand and experience the relationship between our emotions and our bodies. We learned that our emotions are generated by our bodies as they respond to our thoughts and moods. It is so valuable to be able to scan the body to help feel our emotions. And what we're experiencing during our body scans is the best indicator of what emotions are dominating our consciousness at any given moment. And then, of course, we learn that to really be in touch with ourselves, we need to be in the present moment. If we're stuck in our ego minds, we're not in the present moment. We're not able to feel how we're doing, and we will be disconnected from ourselves. The Mind-Body Integration series is designed to get us better connected to ourselves. And finally, we learned that breath awareness is the key tool for becoming fully present, because if we're not in the here and now, we are nowhere and definitely incapable of being in touch with ourselves. It becomes clear that with these newly learned skills, one's ability to increase one's EQ goes up significantly. We will expand on what we've learned. We will learn the STOP method and the expanded STOP method. These tools will not only increase our EQ, but will assist us in creating the life we've only dreamed about living. We will be able to break out of our conditioned responses based upon past traumas and start creating new responses that work better for us at our jobs and in our personal lives. By navigating the emotional realm, we become sensitive to our own emotional states and concurrently to those of people around us. Besides, emotions give richness to life. Resilience. Another key attribute of EQ is resilience, which may be compared to a shock absorber. When we are hit by a shocking emotional event, resilience softens the impact and enables a quick rebound to return back to a positive state. Resilience has two facets, according to the dictionary. It is the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Both recovery and adjustment are involved. Mindfulness will help us with both. We recover more easily from negative stimuli because, thanks to meditation, we get more centered by connecting to our higher self and by quieting the ego mind. Emotional intelligence is connected to resilience because as we are better able to discriminate among our emotions, we are better able to manage our thinking and actions, and we're not caught off guard as much as before. By having greater awareness, we make better choices on how we respond to shock so that we may be more prepared when it comes. Scanning the upper body, the basic skills for the STOP method. The acronym for the STOP method stands for S, stop what you're doing, T, take a breath, and O, observe your thoughts, sensations, or moods by scanning your upper body and locating the areas of greatest sensation, and then P, proceed with the day. In order to develop the skills for the STOP method, which is a powerful tool to increase one's emotional intelligence, we create an intimacy during our meditation with our emotions and related feelings. which strengthens our relationship with the body. We do that through an exercise exploring the emotional, physical landscape of the upper body. Before we do that, we first connect with the breath. After a few breaths, we focus our awareness on our upper body. By scanning the upper body, we sense the tensions and emotional tones which reside and persist there, while simultaneously feeling the breath. Then we're able to create a picture of the emotional physical landscape. We ask ourselves whether we feel any pain, tightness, discomfort, or maybe comfort or lightness in the upper body. Then we characterize which emotions dominate. If you're able to characterize the emotions, then you may feel and describe specific emotional states in general. It's important not to get into the particulars. Then instead of trying to analyze them with your ego mind, feel them from a slightly removed vantage point, from your higher self, by being an observer so that you can experience them. Our intention is to become aware of our sensations and emotions, and if they're negative, to alleviate them. Meditation. Now take 3 gentle deep breaths and feel the sensations in your upper body. The stop method during the day. At the end of the meditation, I advise the meditator to imagine a few moments of stress that regularly occur during the day that might be good times to practice the stop method. Again, STOP stands for S, stop what you're doing, T, take a breath, and O, observe your thoughts, sensations, or moods by scanning your upper body and locating the areas of greatest sensation, and then P, proceed with the day. Super awareness. The stop method develops a kind of super awareness. We're opening up our consciousness to a great many aspects of our emotions and feelings, including their interactions with the body in unforeseen ways. The breath alone is not only very powerful in bringing life energy to the body, but it anchors us in the present moment. As time goes on, the present moment will become our predominant focus, though at first it plays only a minor role. The stop method combines the power of being present with our life breath. By focusing our awareness on a specific emotion in an area of the body, we meditate on it with the higher self. As a result, we attain a healthier and more heart-based state of mind. The intention of this method is to identify and let go of negative and fear-based emotions which do not serve us. We alleviate them so that they do not persist and become chronic. Or we may learn how to avoid and rechannel certain negative emotions altogether as they occur. The stop method can take place during a restful moment, or it may interrupt an extremely emotional moment which shocks your system. With practice, you can actually break some of your negative conditioned responses, and you can experience vividly the value of this method in helping you get through the day. By opening up a window into the emotional and somatic processes, we learn ways to observe and enhance their positive impact if they are initially positive. However, many of us are constrained and enslaved by negative conditioning. These new skills can reduce the number and intensity of these negative conditionings and lighten our load so that we may experience the present moment with greater energy and enthusiasm. This awareness allows us to actually change our behavior by being able to make better and more productive choices as to how we respond to stimuli. This all starts with awareness. We all want to live happier lives, which are more loving and productive. And when we have choices, that is a godsend. Meditation. I invite you now to practice the stop method. First, feel your breath and gently rest your awareness on your breath as you breathe naturally. Gently place your awareness on your upper body, scanning to sense the tensions, pains, or emotional tones there, while simultaneously feeling the breath. Dealing with the avoidance response. The STOP method gives us new skills, yet there remain a few hurdles. Naturally, we have developed adaptive patterns to deal with the stresses and strains of our life. One such adaptive pattern is avoidance. We avoid things that hurt us and cause us pain, mainly fear. I cannot stress enough how damaging emotional avoidance can be to our emotional well-being and the health of our bodies. So much has been written and studied correlating illness with repressed negative emotions. This ability to not avoid negative emotions and not fear experiencing them is one of the most important skills one can develop in maintaining a healthy life. The STOP method is quite the opposite of the habit of repressing negative emotions. In avoidance, we choose not to work on being consciously aware of our stresses and negative conditioning. With our new skills, we can reduce and process our stress through awareness. By the power of consciousness, we can keep our fear-based energies moving through and out of our bodies. All of us are living with emotional pain, and some with physical pain too. The STOP method helps us to stay present and aware rather than going unconscious into the past or into the future. Remember, there is a simple truth that if you're not in the present moment, you will be incapable of feeling and being conscious of your emotions when they arise. By developing super-awareness, the STOP method gives us choices. Without this method, our emotions play out in our bodies, and we stay anxious or fearful and unaware. Then we're not able to localize our emotions, nor do we have the tools to process them. The natural response is to ignore them. We may drink, take drugs, or try to temporarily get away from our uncomfortable moods or feelings. But our new awareness means that we can process the emotions and move them along through and out of our bodies. Thus, they will not pile up or weigh us down. Drinking and drug taking do not allow us to process any of these negative energies. The negative stimuli just accumulate. Our new tools include quieting the ego mind, harnessing the power of the breath to keep us in the present moment, and using our super-awareness to stay focused so that we may feel where our emotions play out in our bodies. With our higher self, we savor and stay present. What a wonderful set of tools. The expanded STOP method, the next step. Let me now describe to you what the expanded STOP method is all about. The major difference, as compared with the standard STOP method, is that while you're shining your light of awareness on your emotional physical landscape in your upper body, you then keep your focus on the most significantly charged area in it. Then you start breathing in and out of that area as if that part of your body were breathing air or energy into and out of it. You then do this for a while until the feelings of discomfort there begin to dissipate or disappear. How do these areas of concern become resolved? Once your higher self is focused on something that needs attending to, it uses its healing powers to clear it up. For some readers, this may seem a bit woo-woo, but if you go back and think about how the body functions in an incredibly sophisticated way to just maintain the body's status quo, then this job of unraveling a negative knot in your body is like child's play. Remember that consciousness is an organizing force, and the healing power of the body is constantly functioning at a very high level. We're just using the powers that we have in a new and unique way. It works. Breathing exercise, golden light. Meditation. Let's have some fun with our next breathing exercise. First, focus in on your chest. Now breathe in and out through your heart. Breathe deeply. Now imagine that a golden mist is filling the air around you, and with every breath, you're not merely breathing in air, but instead you're pulling into yourself this golden mist, this lovely golden substance. Let the golden substance pour through and into your entire body, filling you up, whether you imagine it as a liquid or gas in form. And every time you breathe out all of your feelings of unworthiness, self-pity, and pain. Let go of your attachment to pain, whether it be physical or psychological. Also breathe out anger and doubt. Keep breathing in the golden mist and breathing out the things that are not working for you. Do that for the next 3 breaths. Predictor of success. Emotional intelligence is a predictor of success, both personally and vocationally. We now can recognize the benefits of a calm and clear mind as the foundation for EQ. By training the attention and one's self-awareness, one can create a calm and clear quality of mind. We now have high-resolution perception into our own cognitive and emotional processes. We may observe our inner stream of thoughts and emotions with clarity. This self-observation creates deep self-knowledge and eventually enables self-mastery, which in turn improves our levels of happiness. A good definition of happiness. You may have asked why I chose the name of our company HAPCO. Well, the company brand name is short for the happy community or happy company. So then, what is true happiness? Meaningful happiness is not merely a pleasurable feeling, nor a fleeting emotion or mood. Instead, to me, deep happiness arises from the ability to quiet the ego mind, thus allowing the higher self and God to shine through you to be experienced. In fact, the brighter the spirit you feel inside you, the more truly happy you are. Certainly, we're traveling on a very worthwhile journey. Expectations, the chattering mind. The JTE guides meditators to go into each session without expectations. Your progress should not be judged. Your individual progress has its own style and rhythm. When your ego mind chatters by saying, "You should be farther along," or by asking, "Is meditation really valuable or right for you?" Remember that your ego mind may be feeling threatened. The ego mind is accustomed to being a master. During meditation, you're treating the ego mind merely as a servant by keeping it quiet. Naturally, to keep its own power, the ego mind will react by trying to undercut your expectations and diffuse your excitement about meditation and your new discovery of the higher self. Please remember that the ego mind is trying to keep its status as the master of your consciousness rather than being demoted to the status of a servant. It has a survival mechanism all its own, and it wants you to believe that the ego mind is your essence and all that you are. When the ego mind begins chattering, do the expanded stop method. Where does quiet come into the picture? Meditation makes use of quiet or quiet space as one of the key portals into the higher self. Quieting the ego mind aims to create a state of peace. In this experience of peace, it is the higher self that is shining on through. By quieting the ego mind and being in the moment, we learn to be present, attentive, and loving. Meditation. Let's do something a little different. Right now, with your eyes open, follow your breath. Allow your ego mind to become quiet. And then place your awareness within your heart. Just be with that. Settle upon the ground where the heart can be present and shine. As you do that, now take 3 gentle breaths. Inner body discussion. Inner body awareness is an important skill to learn to help stay in the present moment. Eckhart Tolle, who's the author of The Power of Now and A New Earth, refers here to the inner body. In your natural state of connectedness with being, this deeper reality can be felt every moment as the invisible inner body, the animating presence within you. So to inhabit the body is to feel the body from within, to feel the life inside the body, and thereby come to know that you are beyond the outer form. The inner body is the place within us that is like an energy field that we can feel. It is a place within us that we sense when we scan our physical, emotional landscape in discovering the areas of physical discomfort or feelings of pleasure and lightness. So when I write about scanning the emotional physical landscape, I'm really referring to the inner body. Part of our meditation practice is about learning to place our awareness within our inner body so that we keep in touch with the feelings, emotions, or moods that arise as they occur, not only during our meditation, but during our everyday living. It is the best place to stay connected with what is going on with yourself internally. Tolle actually recommends that we place our awareness into our inner body through much of the day. And this is an incredibly important piece of information because we have been brought up to think that we need to place our consciousness into our ego mind in order to function properly. We believe that active thought chatter is normal and necessary to function in this world. What if I told you that our higher self does have normal thoughts, but it mainly functions without thought chatter? It is important to know that if you experience quiet and a sense of peace, that does not mean your higher self is not thinking in the background, subconsciously. It thinks primarily on an intuitive level and does so quietly. A good analogy is that the higher self is like a quiet Tesla electric motor compared to the ego mind, which is like a noisy internal combustion engine. The higher self functions mainly within the realm of experiences and feelings. Tolle also recommends that it's a good thing to dwell a lot within your inner body so that you're not completely consumed by the ego mind chatter and the extraneous, external goings-on in your life. It is important to have this balance. The pain body. I want to mention another very important concept that Eckhart Tolle has presented in his 2 books, and that is the existence of the pain body. This is a great contribution he has made in helping us understand the internal dynamics that affect our inner bodies and our physical emotional landscapes. Tolle writes, as long as you're unable to access the power of the now, every emotional pain that you experience leaves behind a residue of pain that lives on in you. It merges with the pain from the past, which was already there, and becomes lodged in your mind and body. This, of course, includes the pain you suffered as a child, caused by the unconsciousness of the world in which you were born. This accumulated pain is a negative energy field that occupies your body and mind. If you look on it as an invisible entity in its own right, you're getting quite close to the truth. It's the emotional pain body. It has two modes of being, dormant and active. A pain body may be dormant 90% of the time in a deeply unhappy person, though it may be active up to 100% of the time. Some people live almost entirely through their pain body, while others may experience it only in certain circumstances, such as intimate relationships or situations linked with past loss or abandonment, physical or emotional hurt, and so on. Anything can trigger it, particularly if it resonates with a pain pattern from your past. When it is ready to awaken from its dormant stage, even a thought or an innocent remark made by someone close to you can activate it. The pain body lives in all of us all of the time. As he states, each of us experiences the pain body differently. Later in his books, he presents a more controversial concept that each of our pain bodies not only possess energies from our present lives, but also include the collective lives of all of humanity, currently and from the past. I know that for some readers this can be a turn-off, but I want to mention that Tolle's theories on this topic are consistent with Carl Jung's theories of the collective unconscious, which is derived from an ancestral memory and experience and is common to all people. I will not refer to the pain body again in this book, but I want you to know that this concept is important to more fully understand the impact our emotional intelligence may have on our lives. I do want to comment on the importance of the stop method in relationship to the pain body. Tolle mentions that when we're not in the present moment and being mindful, an active pain that's not fully experienced leaves a residue. The expanded stop method, which utilizes the power of the breath, deals with these negative energies and prevents residues from forming, as well as cleaning up existing residues, regardless of when they were created. We use our awareness to act like a combination mop and vacuum cleaner. Meditation. Let us practice the stop method again. First, feel your breath and gently rest on your breath as you breathe naturally. Gently place your awareness into your inner body, scanning to sense the tensions, pains, or emotional tones there, while simultaneously feeling the breath.